Hello everyone. It's been a while since I've posted, probably about a year. Here I am, I'm alive. I moved myself, my husband, and my 3 cats to Austria from California in 2023. A few months later, I got pregnant, so I'm 7 months pregnant now. So it's been a bit of a whirlwind and a transformation and a deep discovery of myself, and just like a whole flip-flopping of who I believe myself to be. I've had to make different shifts and changes in my life, and of course I've gained a lot of wisdom through it. So that's a little bit about why you haven't heard from me. I had a lot of ambitious ideas for this channel, and this year has given me a lot to think about and time to percolate on what it is that actually I want to share. Authenticity is the most important thing for us as humans. And so I have been really self-reflecting. I'm gonna have a daughter, and her coming into my life has really pushed me into areas that maybe I forgot or wasn't living my truth. And she's really encouraged me and pushed me into being more authentic with how I present myself. I know who I am, I know where I'm from, I know what I'm here to do. I know all of those things, but it doesn't mean that I don't get lost in the human experience. We come in with a blueprint of intention for this incarnation. That's what I believe. It's a blueprint, a plan for this incarnation of what we want to do here, what accomplishments or what achievements on a soul level that we are looking for. And it's a blueprint. It's just like how architects make a blueprint of a home before they build it. And of course, it's just a plan. But in the process of actually manifesting that into the physical. So the blueprint is the idea, it's the non-physical, and it's holding an energetic structure for us to match. What happens is when you actually embody here, there are things and dynamics that we don't necessarily anticipate, and things shift and change, and our desires and needs and thoughts and everything coalesce into something that is more, and so there's more dynamism in life once we embody here. I believe the soul exists. I believe that we are, non-physical and physical beings, and it comes from this is just the way that I was born. I remember being in my mom's womb. I remember the time period before I was born and before I was conceived, and what happened during, not necessarily the physical conception, but the energetic conception. And I did make a video on this channel about that, attempting to explain that experience. And that was a hard thing for me to make that video, talking about authenticity. The whole reason that I'm making this video is because I have really held back what I've shared, and I've really held back myself. I've lived truly according to my principles, but I haven't used my voice and shared my perspective. And that is actually one of the reasons that I came here. I incarnated again for this because I have in past lifetimes, let me just be real, have spoken out, said things, stood up for the truth and for the source in all of us, and the unity in all of us, and the collective consciousness in all of us, and the true empowerment and the self-trust, understanding that there's a non-physical and physical part of the universe, and that we are both, and that there is what people call God is source and the universe, and we're all unified and connected. And I've stood up and I've said things in my past lifetimes where I wasn't able to achieve what I really intended, or my soul group intended to do. And so in this lifetime, I have been putting it off because I have felt the fear from my soul of holding those soul memories of being killed for standing up and singling myself out in front of a crowd, speaking truth and standing up for the unity in all of us, and the purity and the God force or the source creator that's in each of us. And it was to encourage people to be empowered to live a connected life and to know who they truly are, and to remember who they truly are, because we do have access to those memories, we do have access to our soul memories, we do have access to our genetic memories, but a lot of that, what's happened on this planet, is distortion. Distortion has really gotten in the way of us reattuning and reconnecting to those memories. So there's a lot of pain and trauma that's held in our genetic lineage. You can call it intergenerational trauma, and it's in us, and we can feel that. And it's distorting this, it causes like a weird distortional frequency of mixing information. And our DNA it's a book. It's the book of life. Us on a physical and non-physical level are truly holding the wisdom of the universe, and we have access to all of it. There are just things that has happened on this planet that have caused incredible amounts of distortion within our physical bodies and our energy bodies and our spiritual bodies. And that's not to mention our soul incarnations that we've had. So when I say these things, like, I truly have lived this, because I remember before being incarnated, I remember being in my mom's womb. I was born conscious, and that's something that's like a knowing inside of my bones, inside of my body, that I can't extract. And that has been the hardest thing living in this world as a conscious being, knowing what I know and viscerally knowing what I know, because if I've had that personal experience. The amount of compassion that I have learned from looking upon people who do not understand themselves, don't have the memories that I do. How could I expect anyone to live or act or speak the way I speak when they do not come from the same place of understanding and perspective and wisdom that I have, that I was just basically innately born with. And it's thanks to my parents that nurtured this genius and this innate wisdom that I had inside of me. But it also is that I just came in with it. I've always been able to see energies, and it's fluctuated back and forth. Like when I was a child, it's more of like, what we talk about with fairies. Children can see the non-physical world, but at a certain age, there's all these like fairy tale books about the children speaking with the fairies and the gnomes and the non-physical nature spirits and energy world, or even being able to see Santa like that. I think it's kind of like the North Pole Express movie, where not everybody can hear the bell, only the certain children that can hear the bell or something. So there is that kind of thing that happens with children where they're more open and connected, and they're able to see and feel and sense energies that adults have shut themselves off from. What adults have done and what this world encourages us to do is to disassociate and to separate ourselves from our true senses and emotions and thoughts and feelings. And we have what I would call antenna or senses that are natural to us, like the clairaudience, like all the clairs, being able to look into the future, see into the past, change the future. Everything is more malleable than what we're taught. Energy is real, chakras are real, auras are real, the non-physical world is real, ghosts, and there's a world of spirits and energy that do exist. And that, to me, is the missing piece. It is the missing link to what a lot of people don't understand. They go, well, why did this happen? Or how could this have happened in their life? And what they're missing is that they're only seeing one side of the equation, but they're missing that the energy world is so impactful and so important and is causing incredible influence on their life. People are walking around with their blindfolds on, in my perspective. The way I've lived is to be at peace with people not sharing the perspective that I have, and loving them and forgiving them, for they know not what they do. Love them, for they know not what they do when they do say harmful things, do harmful things. And of course, I have my own emotions, and I come with my own genetic intergenerational traumas and reactions, as well as my soul traumas and reactions. But there's a very big difference between when it's coming from my soul and when it's coming from like my intergenerational trauma. Like, it's very real when it's a very human response. And being able to hold that in myself and feel those emotions, feel those intensities inside myself has really grown me as an individual. I think the biggest lesson that I have learned in this life is, I haven't lived a life without its traumas of what I've gone through as a child. And I was put in certain situations that weren't normal and were actually quite traumatic, but I didn't realize it. But I'd feel that as a conscious soul, I came in to take on a collective wounding, and therefore I needed and I attracted the certain traumatic experience so that I could really viscerally understand and feel and have compassion and empathy for the human experience. Because when you are living in a non-physical reality that's not in the third dimension, that's not in a physical world like Earth, most other planets and most other dimensional realities, there's more of like a protection or control or very much less free will. And so on this planet, what's really amazing is the freedom that you have to choose to be a good or bad person, to choose to explore the dark, to choose to explore the light, and that you are given that choice freely. In other areas of the universe and other levels of dimensions, you're not allowed to explore the dark, or maybe it's the dark within reason. It's very structured, and it's that way for a purpose, and everything has a purpose and a reason. And so you go to certain places to really fully embody and understand a certain theme or archetype. And on the planet Earth and in this dimension, we are given the ability here to actually have more creational ability and more ability to create from love or to create from fear, to follow fear or follow love. In my perspective, there are energetic influences that either support us in following love or support us in following fear. And that is the spiritual warfare that people discuss a lot and is a lot written in the spiritual texts. I don't care what religion that you are from, but every religion has spiritual texts that talk about there being a parasitic intelligence or some kind of parasite or Satan or devil or genie or any kind of it can be physical, non-physical, where it's enticing you into the dark. It's manipulating you into the dark. Even in Buddhism, they talk about this. Gautama Buddha even talked about it, where he had, the 7... I can't remember what they're called, but the enticing energies that appeared that was sent to him by this one negative entity or negative being that wanted to discourage him from his meditation and learning how to free himself in the world from suffering. There is a spiritual warfare taking place, and I really feel that is the missing link to so much of the suffering that we're experiencing on this planet. And to not talk about it. When I see an energetic, a homeless person or someone on drugs walking down the street, I can see energetically a dark funnel coming from their head, and I can see there's all these parasitic energies around them that are fighting to get control of the physical body and to feed off this person. And so that is scary to a lot of people, and I respect that and I understand it, but this is the reality I live in. I can't disconnect from it. I see it, I feel it, I witness it. I get hit by energies, and I know that it's an energy because I walked by something and then it gets attached, and then there's a weird thing that happens. I'm aware of that influence, but so many people are not aware of that influence, or they're so scared of the non-physical, and it's understandable to be scared of the non-physical. Yet we are victims to the non-physical when we're not able to fully embrace our power, our innate power in the non-physical world, because we are connected to it and we live in it, and it's around us and in us. It makes us feel so victimized, and it's kind of like getting hit by things and going, what just happened? I felt something happen, but I don't understand what happened. And for me, this is the missing link that so many people are just the barrier of fear and the unknown is standing in their way. I wish to talk about this in a very grounded way. And yes, it is a form of confronting fear. You do have to confront fear and to be able to manage and understand the emotions in your body and the fear response in your body and to be able to not be controlled by it when you're interacting with the spirit realm, but you're interacting with the spirit realm whether you believe it or not. Like, it's happening, it's working with you, it's doing things to you. And of course, your beliefs really matter. Your beliefs protect you, or they open you up to negative things, but also your actions can either protect you or open you up to negative things. But being more aware of the spirit world and the energetic world and taking it seriously, doing the personal and spiritual development that's needed, that's kind of required when you're stepping into the world of spirit and energy. I feel like that is what's missing in this world, that lack of spiritual development. And I mean grounded spiritual development, not going out of your body, but being in your physical body, feeling the pain, feeling the intensity of being physical when you don't like being physical, and then also not exiting your body because you're having an intense experience. And that's something that, like, being a sensitive person, is really easy to do, is to up level, to get out of your body and to say, I want to leave, I want to get out of here. But you chose to be here for a reason. There is a purpose and a reason for you having embodied, and it's not something to take lightly. You have a blueprint of intention for this incarnation. It's important to get reconnected to that and remember who you are. And your support system is also there. You have a beautiful non-physical support system that is a family, and they're there for you. And yes, you also have these little tricksters that like to get in your way and mess things up and everything. But God or Source wouldn't have manifested equal dark, equal light for a reason. And in the essence of when we return to Source, everything is Source. So the dark and the light actually are both Source. Both creations, the yin and yang, there's a reason for the polarity. The polarity is an opportunity for us to experience the suffering so that we can learn from the contrast, to see the light contrasted by the dark. We wouldn't be able to see the light if that's all there was. So that is the wisdom and the beauty of this planet. And yes, it is what everybody complains about, but it is why we came here. We came here because we couldn't get the amount of spiritual development that we were seeking. We wanted to be on the cutting edge. We wanted to be challenged. We wanted to show our mastery on a PhD level on this planet. And this planet offered that, and this time on Earth offers that. Being an empowered human means understanding the spirit world and the physical world and the emotional world, like yourself on all levels. Knowing yourself to be a spirit having a physical experience, and that you have a soul family, you have a soul lineage, and you also have a physical lineage, and those marry together to create who you are in this life. I believe that being able to navigate your life, you need to incorporate all of these parts of you that so much of society is telling you isn't real, and that you shouldn't believe and you shouldn't trust yourself, and that you need to believe in authority outside of yourself. And I just really want to encourage you to connect with your higher self, your soul. Your body exists within your soul. It's not outside of you. It's literally right here. Your soul is right here. And all you need to do is just connect with your soul and focus on this point right above your head, and just ask your soul to show up for you and to say sorry that you haven't been listening to it. And what it's going to do is just start connecting with you, and you just ask for it to imprint your body with the blueprint of intention that you had for this incarnation, to bring that soul energy back into your physical, and imagine it going into your DNA and flipping on and off your switches of your DNA, to reprogram your body to your soul plan, to your blueprint of intention that you had for this incarnation. Gratitude is the closest emotion that comes to love. Of course, we wish to be in the state of vibratory love, but if you can just hold a feeling of gratitude, of just saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, whether it's to something bad or something good, not to have a craving or aversion towards anything with the gratitude, that you can be grateful for the dark, you can be grateful for the light. The dark is bringing you lessons, the light is bringing you lessons as well. Neither is better or less than the any other. Gratitude is the true alchemy of vibration that we can hold in our body. And so the combination of being in gratitude and even it's just saying thank you, thank you, thank you in your head until your body starts responding. And what matters is that you feel it in your body and that it's a vibratory like thing, like a warmth, like a feeling, a sensation of gratitude, that it's not just a mentalized gratitude, that the mental will then create a physical emotion, a physical sensation in your body of that emotion. And that is when you are alchemizing your life, you're alchemizing reality, you're alchemizing all the distortional things that have happened to you or that are in your genetic lineage or that are in your space. And so those two things are probably the most important things that I could share with you to do, is to focus on the point a foot above your head or 20 centimeters above your head. And that is where your soul chakra lives. Your soul chakra lives up here. And your soul chakra, your whole soul emanates from there and it wraps your body. Like your body exists within the aura of your soul. And so your soul is emanating from here. So your body is manifested in the egg or in the aura, in the vibratory energetic cocoon of your soul. Your body's within the soul. Your soul is not within the body, if that makes sense. Getting your body back into connection and harmonic frequency, resonation, whatever you want to say, like vibration is important. Everything is vibrating at an atomic level or beyond. We know that now. So just focus on your soul and ask for the blueprint of intention. I intend for the blueprint of intention. I request for the blueprint of intention that I had for this incarnation to be anchored into my DNA and into my physical body now. That's what you say. And then you just say thank you, 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 so that you can clear the distortions that are preventing your blueprint of intention from anchoring into your body. I did this for 2 weeks every morning and it changed my life. I mean, I have my own physical and energetic and mental and everything distortions. I'm human. I live here. I'm a soul that's embodied as a human. So I'm in the emotional muck of this world, right? But we have the ability to transmute it, and that is your greatest power. And that is what I wish to share. That's why I came back on here to share this information. I know this is a long video, but just felt like this was an important message. And being a mother, this being that's coming in is very much encouraging me to live, or not only live my truth authentically, but to share it, because that's what I came here for. I want to be a good example for her. She's reminding me why I'm here and why I came here. And that for my healing, for my soul lineage healing, it's important for me to speak out and speak these truths to people and not be afraid of the backlash and the whiplash of the energetic, non-physical world or whatever that don't like what I'm saying, and to truly take my growth and my healing and my experience to the next level of confronting that level of fear, soul fear that I have for speaking out. So I hope this serves you. I am trying my best to heal and grow. By sharing this, it is healing me. So I hope that in sharing this, that this heals you and serves you in some way. And I hope you have a beautiful day wherever you are in the world. I trust that you're going to find the perfect path and your way forward. We always do. Our souls always guide us and know what we need to do. If you just ask your soul, it will always be there for you. And if you've ignored your soul, just say, I'm so sorry that I haven't listened to you, but I'm ready to listen now. And that's all you need to do with yourself. That's it. Thank you for being there for me, soul. I am sorry that I ignored you and pretended you didn't exist, but I'm ready now to have a relationship with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm excited to have a relationship with you. Please forgive me. And that's it. So I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day wherever you are. And I'm sending you lots of love.